I think, as everybody knows, I've taught at the Royal College of Art a lot, and they had a graphic design department. It used to be called commercial art, and then it changed to graphic design, which was less to do with advertising and more to do with design and typography and lettering. But you had to be able to draw. Photography was very important, and of course moving image. This designer, Jock Kinneir, who had just finished working on the Festival of Britain, and he worked for a company called Design Research Unit, which was the pentagram of that day. He offered me a job. He invited me to be his assistant. Jock Kinneir was invited by these two committees set up by the government to rethink all the motorway signs completely from scratch. They had no motorways then, they were building them furiously, and all this took a period of 5 years, starting in 58, ending in 65, when it became an Act of Parliament. So that's what I was working with immediately. I was dropped in the deep end, and that's where I became a graphic designer. And then the motorways were successful, and a civil servant who was sort of on the committee said, another committee was set up called the War Boys Committee, and they dealt with all the roads, all-purpose roads. That's the B routes, as well as the A routes, local signs and pictograms, traffic signs and that. And I was more involved with the lettering, because that was all new, called transport, and the pictograms. So I mean, that was just full on then. Well, of course, the big change is, you know that, don't you? The big change is technology. It's changed everything, because people design on screen now. They don't do what I do, but especially with type design, that's originated on screen as well. And I do it my way because I feel the actual act of drawing physically, it's head, heart and hand in a sense. Whereas you're looking at a screen, you're pressing buttons, moving arrows, and looking at lines and black or white and on a smallish, well, it's quite big screen, and it's a different way of seeing. The contrast as well is different. So I always have to draw at a certain size that's relative to looking at as you see. It's very, very important to find your own way, and also to find out who you are, what you actually enjoy doing. And enjoyment can come out of doing something very difficult. It has to be a challenge. The minute something becomes repetitive, then you lose interest.